Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Healing Edge. I am Angel Akinwale, President and founder of Divine Services and Foundations Incorporated, also known as DSF Inc. Today's segment will be the first of a four-part series. We're thrilled to have you here joining us as we discuss the vital topic of domestic violence and the path to healing. DSF Inc. recently conducted its first annual Domestic Violence Awareness Month workshop, and it left such a profound impact on so many lives in the community. Four remarkable speakers shared their wisdom and insight, leaving an impression on our audience members. In this series, we'll take you through each part, and today, in part one, I will be your guide. We'll hone in on crucial factors related to domestic violence, identifying those all important red flags, explore the roles of faith and God's love, and so much more. I am Angel Akinwale, and I'm here to take you on a journey towards understanding, healing, and empowerment. So without further ado, let's jump into part one of the Healing Edge. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to join Divine Services and Foundations Incorporated, also known as DSF Inc., for our first annual Domestic Violence Awareness Month Empowerment Workshop titled Rising Beyond Silence, A Journey to Healing and Empowerment, okay? I am your host, Angel Akinwale. I am the president and founder of DSF Inc. I know that song I just played was long, but it was chosen with great reason. If you all observed that as you were listening to it, there were some scriptures posted there. We have Psalms chapter 30, verse 5, and it reads, "Weeping may endure for one night, but joy comes in the morning." Followed by the scripture Isaiah chapter 40, verses 31. "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up their wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint." These are powerful scriptures that are used to empower and encourage those that are facing adversities in life, including domestic violence, okay? Ty Tribbett put it in a song, "Only for One Night." And that song, if you really listen to it, can minister to you if you've really gone through something in life. So I just chose that song to be the face of this event for today. And the anchor scripture for this evening is Genesis chapter 14, verse 14, and it reads, "Now when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants who were born in his own house and went in pursuit as far as Dan." Now, that is also a powerful scripture. We're talking about domestic violence here. We're talking about adversities. We're talking about a team of people that I put together to bring this event to this community, to communities, to help assist in your healing journeys. Most of us have faced domestic violence, or most of us know someone who has faced domestic violence and on their healing journeys. So I chose Genesis 14:14 to represent DSF Inc. We're raising giants to tackle the adversities of domestic violence, to assist individuals to heal and transform their lives, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to move forward with today's event and tell you a little more about our organization. So who we are Divine Services and Foundations Incorporated, also known as DSF Inc. We are a faith-based nonprofit organization providing services to Maryland and Washington, D.C., surrounding domestic violence, mental health, conflict resolutions, youth empowerment, and personal development. Our mission is simply to heal and transform lives as we encourage healing from the inside out with a holistic approach. We carry many core values. However, the ones that we really hold close to our foundation are listed here, and that is spirituality building, healing, integrity, serving others, hospitality, unity, the love of people, enriching lives, and faith. DSF Inc. services and programs consist of case management services and enrichment programs for each one of our causes. Okay, case management consists of advocacy services, counseling services, referral services. When it comes to domestic violence, we have legal and housing assistance available to you. Now, when I say legal, no, we do not have attorneys that work with our organization that we can appoint to you. We have resources and partners within the community that can assist you with your legal needs. And the same goes for housing. We don't have housing facilities of our own just yet. I'm speaking it into existence. It's coming, but we don't have it just yet. We have resources and partners within the community that can assist you with your housing needs that are tailored, according to your situation. Also, we have enrichment programs for each one of our causes, and we will have workshops such as this one and conferences for each of our causes as well throughout the year. I do have to let you know, I intended for this to be an in-person event. I wish that I was able to do it. However, life happened and I was not able to, but I'm still able to give you something virtually. And I hope that it is quite impactful and you receive something from this event today. Okay. So moving forward, we're going to talk about understanding domestic violence. The purpose of this event is to raise the awareness and deepen your understanding when it concerns to domestic violence. In today's event, we have 4 key objectives. The first one is to provide you all with statistical data related to domestic violence, mental health, healing, and transformation. Second is to provide the essential services and programs offered by DSF Inc., which I just provided a few slides ago. Third, to discuss the connection between mental health and domestic violence, emphasizing the importance of healing from within. And lastly, we have to provide strategies for awareness and prevention, recognizing that collective action is vital in combating domestic violence. Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 6. Nevertheless, I will bring health and healing to it. I will heal my people and will let them enjoy abundant peace and security. Our ultimate goal here is to foster awareness when it comes to support and encouraging healing and transformation to families and individuals that have survived domestic violence. Okay? So for those of you who do not know the origin of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, also known as DVAM, I'm going to give you that little piece of history. So DVAM evolved from the Day of Unity in October of 1981, okay, where it was conceived by the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. And the intent was to connect advocates across the nation who were working to end the violence against women and their children. So here, what is domestic violence? The term domestic violence is a noun. The definition: violent or aggressive behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse or partner. Okay, so throughout your community, your local communities globally, there are advocates and agencies such as your local police department, you have social services, and you have other voluntary agencies such as DSF Inc. that will provide the services and resources that you need according to your situation. Now, domestic violence can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, or technological, right? Actions or threats of actions or other patterns of forcing behavior that influence another person within an intimate partner relationship. This includes any behaviors that intimidate, manipulate, humiliate, isolate, frighten, terrorize, force, threaten, blame, hurt, injure, or wound their intimate partner. Examples of abusive behaviors. Now, a lot of you know physical is hitting, slapping, shoving. Some examples: you're with your intimate partner, you get into an altercation, a simple altercation, and your partner puts his hands on you, whether it's pushing you into the wall, whether it's slapping you, hitting you with a closed fist, that is physical. Emotional, discouraging an individual's sense of self-worth or their self-esteem, as far as name calling or damaging one's relationship with his or her children. Okay, that's where the manipulation comes into play. Sexual, forcing or attempting to force any sexual act or sexual behavior with your intimate partner, unwilling. They didn't consent to it, but you forced yourself on them. That is an abusive behavior to look out for. Economic, controlling or restraining a person's ability to acquire, use or maintain economic resources, such as manipulation or restrictions to a person's access to their money, assets, or credit. Psychological, we have elements of psychological abuse, which include intimidation, threatening, physical harm to self, partner, children, or family members. Technological, this one. Patterns or behaviors that intend to harm, threaten, control, stalk, or harass individuals using electronic devices on any type of online space or platform. Okay, this is cell phones, laptops, computers, and any other developing technologies that are to come. Now I would like to get some audience participation. I've shared quite a bit of information thus far, and based on your own understanding of domestic violence, I want to know what you all think as an audience. Who is exempted? Who do you feel is exempted from domestic violence? Can anyone answer that question for me? Just raise your hand if you just want to take a jab at it. Don't be shy. Nobody wants to say it? Okay, we have somebody. Go ahead, you can unmute yourself, Tamara. I hope I'm saying your name right. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, now I can. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm well.
Good.
My response to that is no one is exempt.
Okay, and tell me why. Why do you feel as though no one is exempted?
Well, we never know who we may encounter.
Okay.
Or as people, so no one is exempt from domestic violence when dealing with people in general.
Okay. Well, let's see if you're correct. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's keep moving. So, Ms. Tamara, you are absolutely right. Domestic violence can happen to anyone. Okay, regardless of age, race, sexual orientation, religion, sex, or gender identity. So you are absolutely correct. Domestic violence affects people of all socioeconomic backgrounds and educational levels, okay? Domestic violence occurs in both same-sex and opposite-sex partnerships. And this includes marriage, living together, individuals living together, dating, or individuals that actually share a child. Now, if you could just take a moment and look at this picture that I have here, even though we just stated nobody is exempted, a lot of times people think that when they're in marriages that they're safe. They're safer than those that are actually single. And a lot of times that is incorrect. A lot of domestic violence and other situations tend to transpire in a marriage, okay? So I just thought I'd use that picture to let everyone know, if they didn't know already, that you are not safe in a marriage. Who does domestic violence affect? Aside from the victims, domestic violence can have an effect on family members, your friends, your co-workers, witnesses, and your communities. Okay? Now we're going to dive into the harrowing reality of domestic violence in our youth. I just want you all to hone in on this picture that I have here. There are 5 young, beautiful children that have such a bright future ahead of them, right? Just look at these beautiful, innocent faces. They have such promising futures. You know, we want the best for them. Our children are our futures, right? But then they're exposed to life. They're exposed to adversities. They're exposed to many challenges, including domestic violence. Now focus on this picture of this young man. We just looked at a group of young children that were smiling and happy and jovial. And now we're on a picture of this young man that appears to be heavy. His spirit is heavy. He's deep in thought about something. He's staring out the window. It looks as though he's in a therapist's office, you know, for some sort of therapeutic session. Just meditate on these pictures as I move forward with this presentation. It's not just numbers. Real lives are affected. So domestic violence affects millions of children globally, okay? Exposure to violence in the home predisposes children to numerous social and physical problems. Experiences with domestic violence teaches our children that violence is a normal way of living and increases their risk of becoming society's next generation of victims and abusers. Now, oftentimes, I'm speaking on a school setting now. We have these children that go through so many they have several behavioral issues, and we often don't know why. We're thinking that, you know, we have many thoughts as to why, but we don't know what these children are exposed to. It doesn't always have to be a developmental disability that this child is battling with. This child just has some sort of behavioral issue. So that is something that we should think about. And as educators and entrepreneurs in the community, we shouldn't take it lightly when a child acts out of a normal behavior. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well. Domestic violence, profound impact on children, results in the following scars: physical, mental, and emotional, okay? The long-term effects, such as increased risks of substance abuse and behavioral issues in children who experience domestic violence, is becoming more common in today's time. That's the reality of it. Here's another picture for us to look at. We have this young man who, just, if you look at it, depending on your mindset, just meditate on it and the topic of today's event. He's not happy. He doesn't look happy to me. Something is happening. He's dealing with something, you know. I'm going to keep it moving. Just think about these photos that I'm posting here. It's meant to make you think. So everyone deserves safety and a life free of violence. Experiencing violence or abuse is never your fault, and support is available. DSF Inc. is one of those safe places offering you the services and support you need that will assist you along your healing journey. But wait, you don't understand. He says he loves me. He gives me attention when needed. He buys me whatever I desire. He even pays my bills. Look, he even said he was sorry and that he won't do it again. You just don't understand. Does that sound familiar? Is that person you? Was that person you? Or do you know someone that sounds like that? So it's important for us all to understand that abusive individuals may occasionally display affection and support to maintain that relationship. However, their actions do not excuse their abusive behavior. Think that was something to make you think? Here's another one. You don't understand. It's my fault. I've just been so tired lately. If only I was able to cater to his sexual needs, then he wouldn't have had to force me to have sex with him. Or how about this one? You don't understand. It's my fault. I just been so tired lately. I should have just been quiet instead of nagging him about going out with his friends. I made him say those things to me. It was my fault. He called me this because, please take note, forcing someone into sex and using harsh or menacing language. These are forms of abuse and should not be taken lightly. Okay? Red flags on unhealthy relationships. When you or your partners do any of the following, focus all your energy on one partner. Drop friends, family, or activities you enjoy. Feel pressured or controlled by your partner. Have more bad times than good in the relationship. Often feel sad or scared when with this person. Know that this person does not support you and what you want to do in life. Do not feel comfortable being yourself or making your own decisions. Cannot speak honestly to work out conflicts in the relationship. And lastly, cannot talk about your needs or changes in your life that are important. These are all red flags that you are in an unhealthy relationship. Okay? Understanding God's love. I have 3 scriptures here. The first one reads Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. In Isaiah 54:10. Whew. This verse, Isaiah 54:10, talks about God's love and God's peace for humanity. Okay? I've chosen these 3 scriptures to give a basic foundation or illustration of God's love, God's foundation of love. And this needs to be in every romantic relationship that you are in. If you are in a romantic relationship and your peace has been removed, if you're not feeling the love, the compassion, the support that you need, then God is not in that relationship. And you need to consider taking the next steps to get yourself out of that dark place. Okay? So moving right along, God's love is the foundation of loving yourself, loving your mate, loving your children, and loving your family. Understanding God's love generates self-love. And when you love yourself, that leads to your healing and your transformation. That concludes part 1 of this segment of The Healing Edge, brought to you by Divine Services and Foundations Incorporated. I hope you found the insights of domestic violence, red flags, and the message of God's love enlightening and empowering. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And be sure to stay tuned for parts 2, 3, and 4, where we'll continue to explore the depths of this important topic, share stories of strength and resilience, and offer valuable resources for healing and recovery. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Together, we can make a difference, one step at a time. I am Angel Akinwale, and on behalf of DSF Inc. and all of our remarkable speakers, we look forward to your continued engagement in the Healing Edge. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.